Yeah, look, I think if you looked at this versus the Galaxy S20, for example, you're going to see big improvements in the cameras that are on board. You'll probably have some benefits in the processing power and the memory inside the device. But at 749, you're getting a device here with 128 gigs of storage. Yes, it's not a 5G handset in this variant. However, you've still got four cameras on the back. You've still got a very good camera on the front as well, and it's an all-screen display on the front too. So you haven't got any buttons. And I hate to bring up the Apple in the room, but you've got the iPhone SE, the 2020 edition, at the exact same price. And now we have Apple and Samsung competing in a mid-range level, which we didn't have before.
Now on the show, it's time to talk with friend of the show, Geoff Quattromani, tech expert. Geoff, beginning of the show, question without notice, we spoke with Philip Britt, Managing Director, Aussie Broadband, about their new gigabit plan. You're on fibre to the home. Are you going to upgrade to gigabit speed?
Look, I think from my point of view, it's hard to justify going to gigabit. I'm on the 100 meg plan, and honestly, it's like electricity already. When I go to a website, it's like flicking that light switch. It comes on instantly. So to go to gigabit, will it give me more and will I notice it? Probably not in my situation, and maybe not yet, I think would be the best answer.
But if you're a family of six, then definitely be something of interest. So for that extra $50 or so, the premium price you're going to pay, most certainly something that some people other than husband, wife, young child in a home would be interested in those. So worth looking at. For those guys.
Exactly. I mean, my little Alexander's only 1 year old, so he's not using much bandwidth at the moment.
Very good. Now let's talk about Samsung's brand new A series. This is a giant phone, the A71.
Look, it's a 6.7-inch display, so it is quite a larger screen. And to be honest, this is the kind of device that I'm starting to lean towards, Charlie. This is probably a bit surprising from me, is that as we've gone on, we've always focused on flagship smartphones, and here is one that comes in at $749 that honestly has most of the capabilities that we should be expecting from a new phone today. So you start to challenge yourself and ask, why would I spend twice the amount on a brand new smartphone?
Well, why would you? I mean, I'm going to take a punt that I haven't looked at the specs, but I'm going to guess that this isn't 5G enabled, right? It's 4G handset. But why would you spend that extra money? What's the net benefit that you're going to get rather than purchasing this thing outright and going on that cheaper plan per month?
Yeah, look, I think if you looked at this versus the Galaxy S20, for example, you're going to see big improvements in the cameras that are on board. You'll probably have some benefits in the processing power and the memory inside the device. But at 749, you're getting a device here with 128 gigs of storage. Yes, it's not a 5G handset in this variant. However, you've still got four cameras on the back. You've still got a very good camera on the front as well. And it's an all-screen display on the front too. So you haven't got any buttons. And I hate to bring up the Apple in the room, but you've got the iPhone SE, the 2020 edition, at the exact same price. And now we have Apple and Samsung competing in a mid-range level, which we didn't have before.
That's got to take sales away from the premium end of the market, right? It has to. I mean, the premium end is the bit that has been keeping the revenue increasing for phone companies while unit sales have stagnated. Now they're getting into a big blue in the mid-market.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, with COVID-19 and people becoming a little bit more cost conscious, the mid-range market is probably the hottest place that we're going to see play out in 2020. We'll always have those flagship phones. I think that's important to keep the innovation bar moving. But for most of us who are looking just to get a new smartphone that does most of the things that we do want it to do, that $700 price point is going to come very hot. And we can see a lot of people gravitating towards the iPhone SE already. So having Samsung come out swinging with this device that actually looks like a new phone, whereas the iPhone SE looks like an iPhone 8 of many years ago, you can see why this is going to be a hot place to be playing in.
It's interesting, right? Is there anything spec-wise not on this that you're actually going to need? I mean, I get the no 5G, and it's nice to have that so you can grow into that network if you choose to. But I mean, have they dropped wireless charging, for example, or fast cabled charging, those kinds of things? Is there any of those things not here that you really want?
Yeah, you'll probably notice some very small things, and a lot of people who maybe hadn't had those features before won't even know that it's missing because it
Yeah.
wasn't there before. They have kept the 3.5 mil headphone jack on the device, which is interesting to see.
Thank
But
goodness.
you're right, there are some things. If you look at the wireless standards that it supports, or if you look at how much memory it's got, you can start to see where they've saved some money. But for the average punter, I'll be very surprised if they pick up this device and start noticing those flaws from the beginning. It's only when you put the two side by side that you may actually notice the differences. But when you've got one device in your hand, I think you'd be pretty happy with it.
Samsung Galaxy A71. It's the model has a million. There's literally a million different models of A series. This is their $749 option. It is available now. Check it out at all good consumer electronic stores, as they say. Geoff Quattromani, tech expert. Thanks for joining us again today.
Thank you, Charlie.